you weren't here when we sort of said that we're sticking to a very strict 10-minute time frame,
Sure.
including questions. Thank you.
I'm hoping not to be that long. Thank you very much for hearing me today. I am a newly elected member of the Riccarton Wigram Community Board, and we've been dealing with a lot of serious issues. And what I've learnt from the Noble subdivision is let's try and get this right the first time. Otherwise, huge expense, not just financial, physically, all sorts of damage and safety. Stops to be presented where they are, simply because they are going to be placed on the current road. Whereas at present, as I travelled down Riccarton Road the other day, heading west, approaching Riccarton McDonald's, there was the bay for which the buses can come off the road, which there's a couple of places for buses, and the third one kind of struts its rear end out. Now, I noticed at that point that there's lots of garden area there that could be kind of knocked away so that there could actually be room for a third one and come off the road. When I was at another meeting of a new Henderson Basin subdivision in Horswell, there was a hubs and spokes person representing the hubs and spokes design for that area, and he stated then that there's one quick road, and that's to actually put parked buses on it in such a manner. And so thought is safety, and I would love you to order an independent safety question, but traffic. It's difficult for the buses to manoeuvre on the road when they come off. There's been danger at present. I'm concerned that there will be danger going forward. And
so I've got a question that arises out of their presentation. We've got to get a place of shelter for people by winter. How do we do that without going down this track?
Yes, I haven't looked at that because that's where I'm looking at the safety report could possibly advise that. But my personal opinion would be to extend the current shelters on the footpath from McDonald's along to the next block. That would shelter them. I'm not sure of the current material because a lot of it can get damaged today, glass and perspex and all of that sort of thing. I'm thinking maybe the old design of wood, art places to maybe put their, designs on the walls, etc., to invite them to be part as being part of Christchurch City and the Riccarton precinct.
So you don't think that a shelter room
successful that would be personally. I was concerned about the opinion poll that was. It appeared disingenuous when I spoke to the people at the relevant meetings that the polls were taking true reflection from the opinion poll. Because at least that's become available, I'm concerned that we're just trying to grab the first thing that comes along without see that there are quicker and cheaper and safer ways in which to deal with it.
Pauline Cotter.
Thank you, Debbie. Do you think that that location is too far for people to walk with all their shopping to the bus stop, as the previous presenters did imply? Or do you think that would work? Does it work now?
Walking too far from where to where, sorry?
From Riccarton Mall
to
where the bus, outside McDonald's you're talking about, isn't it, where they are now?
Well, they walk there now. So
that works.
it wouldn't be a problem because the bus stops are currently there. I would be suggesting that leave the bus stops where they are and maybe just knock out a bit of the gardenery so we can make room for a third bus stop.
Any other questions? Oh, yeah, Ref. Angie?
Yeah, Debbie, hi. Did the community board consider just amending the current bus stop so that it could fit 3 buses in and put in some kind of shelter?
Removing the bus stops from outside the shops, you mean?
No. Extending the current bus stop, which is what you just talked about. So did the community board discuss that option?
I certainly did. I certainly did.
And did you have any staff input on whether that was feasible?
I think they're wanting to run with what they've got at hand, and that is what concerns me, is the whole safety aspect of the congestion where they're proposing to put them.
Right. Are we going to have staff here today to discuss this?
No, we're going to have the debate next week, so we'll have staff on next week, and yeah. Jimmy Chen.
Thank you. 4 minutes. Thank you, Mayor. Ask you one question. You mentioned earlier regarding to your particular concern, safety issue. Then the Commonwealth Board, make the recommendation regarding to the undertaken the independent safety audit. But right now, because due to the report is only one option, am I right? The proposed 119, the Riccarton rule. But if we have 2 options, what's your point of view? Is this kind of the independent safety audit is cover every option or just this option?
Well, because I'm not an independent safety person, I don't expect you to all believe my word, but I do travel on the road and I do know the congestion that arises. I am concerned about the congestion of the traffic because the buses aren't coming off the roads, and remembering what the man said about the hubs and spokes model when he was talking about the Henderson Basin. He said one quick way to kill a road is to have parked buses there, especially when we're talking a main road like this. I think it's so important just to have them manoeuvre off as they are, keep it safe, create shelters, create some art design to betterment the streetscape, and possibly continue with your lounge. It's not that far away from the bus stops if they're wanting a lounge. But in regards to safety and foot traffic and the crossings of roads, I can only see people trying to jut out and walk in between buses and so forth in such a congested area, so close to lights and everything else.
Sabu, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Could I invite John Harrington, please?